And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now hear from our own Vice President, Joe Biden.
Thank you. Members of the General Assembly, Nancy, it's good to see you. Bo said, don't single anybody out, Dad, but I'm singling you out, Nancy. You and I started together. And Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for the hospitality. And Chief McDerby, we go back a long way. I remember that day like it was yesterday. And I know every one of the families here remembers now. This is a bittersweet moment for them. This magnificent memorial is the least we could do, but I know what it's like. Every single time there's a reminder, it all comes back like it was absolutely yesterday. Whether it was a week ago, a month ago, 10 years ago, 25 years ago. And so I thank you for being here, and I mean that sincerely. I think most people would say, well, why wouldn't they be here? These are the people who would want to be here. They want to be here, but it also rips you apart again. And I thank you. I thank you. And to all the women and men in uniform, I've been so proud my whole career to be associated with you. You have been, you have had my back, and I hope I have done my best to have your back. Delaware, in Delaware, throughout our state's history, 36 men and women strapped on their holsters, pinned on their shield, and went to work to protect our streets, to protect our homes, to save our families, and then never return home to their own. A patrolman was shot and killed while he and his fellow officers tried to apprehend two men who were trying to pawn stolen watches. Another patrolman was shot and killed as he and his partner attempted to stop a vehicle that had been in a shooting a little while earlier. The first patrolman was Francis Tierney. He was killed in Wilmington in 1915. The second was Chad Spicer, and he was killed in 2009. And so many of you in between lost the people who were closest to you in your whole life. 30 more fell in between those two. And all are memorialized here. The names and the dates change, but the stories are all too familiar. These men and women embraced a life of hard work and a career full of peril. It was dangerous work, and they knew it. I've had the great privilege of speaking at multiple swearing-ins of new police officers and had an opportunity to pin on their shields. And I always say, some of you will remember it, I always say that we owe a debt of gratitude to their mothers and to their fathers, to their families, for instilling that kind of sense of duty and responsibility, for being willing to let your son or your daughter, your husband, your wife, strap on that sidearm, pin on that shield, knowing that you never know. You never know. So I want to make it clear to you, memorials are for the living as well as the dead. We, the people of Delaware, all of your family members, every single one of you, we owe you a debt of gratitude, not just because of your loss, because of what you gave, how you raised your child, how you supported your husband or your wife, those of your sons or daughters, how you gave so much to your state and fellow Delawareans as a consequence of the loss of your father or your mother. You know, but they all knew it. They all knew when they pinned on that shield and walked out the door. They knew, and they never flinched. They never backed down from the solemn duty they felt to protect our communities. I often wonder what makes someone want to be a cop? What is it that makes them want to do what they do? We take for granted so much what these guys and women do in uniform every day. We take for granted as if it is a job that, well, they love it, so be it. Well, what makes them have this sense of duty and responsibility first and foremost to one another, and then to their fellow citizens. Whatever it is, we need more of it. Whatever it is, it defines who we are. The fallen on that magnificent memorial, they were the fathers and the mothers, the sons and the daughters, husbands, wives, fiancés. They lived in different times, but they embodied the same ethic: duty above self, service and sacrifice above everything. That sounds almost trite to say. Those kind of words are used so often, that their currency is diminished. But it really is service and sacrifice. You watch it every day and you saw the ultimate price paid. They went into danger so others of us could be safe. They lost their lives so we could live ours. Today, we mourn their passing, particularly those who are blood. But today, we also celebrate their bravery. My mother used to say that the greatest virtue God gave man the ability to possess was courage. Everything else flows from it. Everything else flows from it. Your sons and daughters, husbands and wives, grandfathers and grandmothers, they had that rare commodity, genuine courage. And it's our responsibility now not just to honor the fallen, but to support the men and women who have followed them, the men and women I'm looking at, the ones in front of me and behind me. For every day, they get up, they saddle up every single day and walk out the door like someone walking out the door to a law firm or to an electrician's job or to the United States Congress. But the big difference is they have an affirmative duty to risk their lives when there's disorder instead of order. Our only duty, our only instinct is to walk away from the disorder, to get out of harm's way. Theirs is the exact opposite. You all remind me of jet pilots. The first time I was on an aircraft carrier, and some of you flew jets onto aircraft carriers, standing there in that side, it looks like a catch basin on the side of the carrier, and these guys are coming in at 180 miles an hour, slowing down to 125 miles an hour, slowing down. And they hit that deck. And as that tail hook grabs, the moment they hit the deck, what they have to do, they have to push it full throttle. Totally counterintuitive. You're landing on a postage stamp, and the moment the wheels are down, you hit the full throttle. Because if you miss the tail hook, misses the hook, it misses that cable, you have to have enough speed to get back off again. When I sat there and watched that the first time I was out on the John Stennis, I thought of the cops I know. Because it's absolutely counterintuitive what y'all have to do. When there's a crisis, you have to run in, not run away. You have to push full throttle. It's an amazing human characteristic that few people possess, but these men and women, they all possess it. And we should be grateful for it. This memorial is a reminder to every Delawarean that the men and women who wear this shield in this state are part of a very proud history. They stand in a long line of heroes, and they deserve our respect, our support, and our unqualified gratitude. The former British Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli once said, "The legacy of heroes is the memory of a great name and the inheritance of a great example." The memory of a great name and the inheritance of a great example. It's the memory of a great name. Your names are on that marble slab. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it doesn't suffice, but it gives inspiration to ordinary people like me and ordinary Delawareans who never have to put up with the concern, the fear, and the anxiety you had to put up with. The men and women that serve and protect us today are the heirs to the great example set by those names on that memorial. Today we remember 36 of them. But in doing so, we also honor everyone who served yesterday, those who are serving today, and those who will serve tomorrow. Behind each of these shields, there is a family. In some cases, generations of kids and grandkids. And this memorial is also for you. There's a famous headstone in Ireland. And here's what it reads. It says, "Death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Death leaves a heartache that no one can heal. Love leaves a memory that no one can steal." Love leaves a memory that no one can steal. The memory of these 36 heroes belongs not just to the families here today, but belongs to all of us who are proud of them, proud of our police service in this state, proud of the state of Delaware. No one will ever be able to steal away that memory from us, and particularly from you, the family members. So may God bless you all, and may God protect every law enforcement officer in America. God bless you all.